Happy to see you. It's been a minute.
It's been a little while.
As much as we talk about you, internally in our meetings, I mean, in a good way.
Mm.
It's like, hey, what's going on? How are these guys doing? What's happening? Like all that stuff. It's good to see your face. I mean, we've been talking for years.
Well, it's been a little while. Yeah.
It has.
When we started with you, we were a little bit skeptical. We're like, well, he talks a good game. We'll see how things flesh out. But, really, it's added value.
I
Really.
love that. I really love that. Thank you very much. I love this. We're just gonna have a conversation here. I have some questions I'll ask you and stuff like that. We'll clip it and stuff like that, but make sure it's all good with you. I love this. It's like I don't want to just make money. You know what I mean? Like I really want to make a difference in people's lives, and that's really important to me. I give a lot of time for like networking and coaching and stuff like that, and I want to make a difference. So like you just unpromptly saying that, I want to let you know, it just makes me feel really great. So thank you.
Sure.
How's your business? How's things going down there in Surf City?
Well, it's going good. We've got, for a while there, things were so busy. We had some really big months. We're kind of having a little bit of a breather right now, which is good. But sometimes you got to have that. When the dust settles, you can put things away and regroup and, have kind of like the post game, what worked, what didn't work, what can we do next time, and, get the reviews and
Yeah.
look for holes and fill up gaps and things like that. So
Yeah. Yeah, the reviews is a big part. And that's one of the things Kyle did for us as a company. And he's like, hey, these are super important. We need to start doing this. So it's been a big push for us to do it. It's really hard to do because people are just busy, and and so I'm really grateful for you to just take a few minutes to talk to me. I don't get to connect with customers as much as I used to because I'm so focused on like building something else that we need. So I really love these opportunities to meet with people. And this is like second or third time this week I got to meet with somebody, and it just reminds me that I need to do this more.
yeah, and I've really put it off too because we're a small shop, and so we're wearing a lot of hats, and taking a moment for this has really been hard. But at the same time, I will say that I am able to do it because I'm not so stressed, because I know that people that we work with through you are taking a lot of initiative to take care of things that I don't have to, and that frees up brain space. It frees up heart space, I guess, because I'm not feeling guilt about what I'm not doing because I know somebody's doing it.
Yeah. So it's going good with Alan then.
Yeah, he's great. Actually, it's kind of like he's the employee we don't have because we have a good relationship, and he's really responsive, and he's got great decorum. I love his cheerful disposition and his follow through. And because sometimes, over here we can have a day where we're not as courteous as we could be, and he just bounces back and has a smile and in his voice, and it's just makes it so easy to work with him, and also easy to reply and not blow him off because he's doing a hard work, and it's not easy to follow up with people and nail appointments. It's not easy. We're in a society that people are trying to reach us on so many different mediums, and it's all we can do just to turn off enough to keep our own thoughts about our life without somebody trying to get in there. And so, but Alan is tenacious and cheerful, and we've had good reviews. So thankful to that because he's part of the team. If your touch point for the prospect or the client doesn't leave them feeling cheerful, then they're probably not going to buy your product.
Mm-hmm. I look at appointment setting, I think, differently than most people because I have to live in this world, like in the weeds, right? Some of our customers, which I'd love to get in this place with you in the future too, is like, I have one customer in particular that hired a CMO, a chief marketing officer, not a huge company. They do about $4 or $5 million. Good sized company. I'm not downgrading that at all. But they're like, hey, we need to like bring our sales staff together. We need to bring, marketing message together. We need to bring everything together. And it's been so much fun just over the last month to say, hey, we're redesigning our sales process, and this is the beginning of it. appointment setting. It's like, how do we handle these calls? What is our message to these people? How are we treating these people? How are we setting them up for anybody else that might be coming in the house? You know what I mean? Like, hey, here's a list of questions that that you should ask your salesperson. Of course they're going to look at those and say, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Maybe if somebody else is coming in, they'll ask them that. And it's so much fun to design and be an architect in this process of like, hey, how important is setting the appointment? How important is first contact for somebody, and have it be a real human that like feels like they live in your showroom.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you get the live voice, there's so much that's gone into harvesting a live voice. Somebody who calls in and somebody who calls out. It's a big investment. We can spend a lot of time on the technology it takes to generate leads online and SEO and all this other stuff. But the bottom line is, what are you going to do when that lead comes through, and how are you going to handle it? Sometimes people put so much focus on the tech, they forget the non-tech piece. And the non-tech piece is where the sale is made. Because the people that have discretionary income for higher priced items typically aren't as tech savvy. They're completely soft skills. They want to know that they can shake your hand and you're going to show up, and you're going to have a craftsmanship warranty and stand by that and follow through with what you do and what you say. I can definitely say that the expectations that we've had using your services, we were skeptical at first, and yet the follow through, you guys have had to be tenacious with us because we've not been the greatest about being, because there's so much going on, and it's just hard to get in that headspace to focus. But when we do, we always find out that you guys have a process for us. You show us how the flow is going to happen, demonstrate how the touch points are going to be integrated, and you've worked with us diligently to make sure that our communications and your communications with the same prospect is seamless. There's no disjointedness. The client doesn't have to repeat themselves because you guys have given us a good information. So the client doesn't feel like, what's going on with this process? Where does this, it just really feels seamless.
It's a tough balance, and this is something just we can keep in or keep out. But like you're part of a much bigger, larger franchise group, and how and we've had conversations with FCI in the past of many clients. We've had some that aren't here anymore, to be honest, and some that are, and like what works for you guys, because you guys get so much support. It's like for this piece to fit in and still serve you is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're in kind of a middle ground. With our franchise agreement, there is a lot that comes with that contractually. And some of the things work and some of the things don't work. We found that their PPA program was really financially, it's hard. It's very, very high priced. And the information, all we got, I mean, they would set an appointment, but we had no information about the person we were going to see. And we had no idea how the conversation went. We don't know how the person talked to them. And often it was really hard to sync up a good relationship with the client. We had to start all over again.
Oh, you're talking about the call center.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
That's the thing that you guys are really master at, is you have a warm voice and good details, and the handoff is pretty seamless. It's a much better value than dealing with the home offices program that they offer, which is optional for us. Since we've started working with you, we've quit using that service altogether. Yeah, because now, instead of just having an appointment show up, they might not even tell us there's an appointment, and it just happens. One time there was an appointment set at corporate and nobody even told us. There was no communication, and the client was upset, of course, because we didn't even get notification of it, and that was unfortunate. We looked bad before we even had a try. But in every case with that, we just didn't get any information about the person we were going to see. So when we went there, it was always cold, even though we had an appointment. We didn't know what we were walking into, and that doesn't happen and working with you guys, we have an idea because we can hear the call. We can go to the CRM, we can open it up and see, how much contact you all have had with all of our prospects, which ones are setting, which ones are talking, which ones are not communicating. We can see that remotely. So I don't have to wonder, is anybody doing anything over there? I don't have to worry about that. I can just open the window and see that things are happening and trust, the workmanship on their end. And it's always good. But yeah, having the option to go to when an appointment is set is to go to the conversation and to listen to the voices and and what's going on. You have a really good idea of, kind of the personality that you're going to be meeting at the door, what they're really wanting and what their pain points are. And, because personalities, they're all over the map. And if you go into the home, you really need to be in a place to be, a good listener and emotionally and mentally open to this person. And having a preview of that before you get to the door is really useful. Very useful.
Yeah, I agree. And, every time I have these conversations too, it gives me ideas and things that we can do better because there's one thing in my career that I've always valued the most, and I put at the top of the ladder is like the relationship, right? To be able to have the opportunity to build a company that's a human to human in a day of AI makes it really hard for us, right? Because
Yeah.
nobody knows they need this.
Right.
Right? It's like that's the hardest part. So it's really hard to find people because it's like, hey, this is actually a problem in most businesses and people don't realize it.
Yeah.
So I guess one of my questions to you is like, what outcomes, taking you from, follow up got us here together, right? The same follow up that we do for you, we do for ourselves. And we try to make it really personal and not about, all about sales. But what outcomes have surprised you the most? The things that you didn't expect to improve, but they did.
Well, I think just knowing that regardless of what's going on here in the office, because things ebb and flow, whether mayhem's going on at the job site or whatever, it's that stuff doesn't bleed into what's going on with you guys. You guys are consistent and it functions regardless of what is going on here in the office. And that's nice. With a really small operation where everybody wears a lot of hats, you can't juggle everything at once. So something's going to have to wait till you can get back to it. Like handwriting thank you notes, I do those things. Yeah, that's crazy. People are like, Angela, no, nobody does that. But I have an idea that the person who gets it is probably like, oh my gosh, how rare is this? I find that the non-tech things are higher value because they're so much more rare these days. As far as your product saving us time and money, it does. We were not expecting it to work as well as it has. We've been sold a lot of lead generation and follow up. You're not the first company that we've listened to and worked with. And, so everybody's got a great sale. Everybody's got a great honeymoon period, like the first 30 days, 60 days working with somebody. It's like, oh, yeah, they're really on it. But as time goes on, things wane, follow is not as good. That hasn't happened here. What's happened here is the more that you've gotten to know our cycle, we've actually you guys have gotten to know us better. And so the people that work with us know us better. It's a better relationship. It's a more productive relationship. It has absolutely the opposite thing. So that's good.
That's cool. Have you, just out of curiosity, have your customers or other team members said anything about like the setters? Have you ever had a customer? I've always wondered about this because we have some funny situations that I like. Is like one time Savannah got asked out on a date, thinking she was local. We've had a few situations like that, but have you ever had any feedback from customers about our team?
You know what? I think that people saying that they're just really nice is really helpful. I think that's really what the feedback that we get. But yeah,
That's rare, but I like to check. Some of it's funny when I come across some of the conversations. But yeah, that's cool. But like when you're talking about like the juggling of multiple roles, that's one of the things that we're always preaching about appointment setting, sales, and marketing, because we're not a marketing company, but we're a lead management company, is that you can't everybody juggles multiple roles in the beginning. But the faster you can kind of put somebody in charge of a specific role and have them live within that role and execute at a high level, I feel like you can leave that to be fully optimized. And
Yeah.
so like the impact
Yeah.
of things going wrong on job sites, the sales, like all the impact that's happening inside the business, in order to isolate this role, this is one of the like designs, right? Is like don't have to worry about it. That phone call is going to happen no matter what. Within a few minutes of the lead coming in, 90 seconds we aim for every time is like, boom, somebody's going to get a phone call, and no matter how big that stack of paperwork is on your desk. And for me, that's a little bit of peace of mind, even in my own business.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that designated role of setting the appointment is in place, it's a fixture, it's trustable. That's enabled us not to have any fear about integrating our lead generation sources with you all. So, the CRM that you all manage for us, we've integrated other companies that we generate leads from with you. And instead of with us, we've just put them straight to you guys. And that is nice, and that wouldn't happen unless we trusted that role to be happening in full swing. I don't have to babysit it. I don't have to micromanage every single lead we get from these other sources. I don't have to go, oh, what, this came in from there, this came in from there. Oh, did they get it? Did they get it? I don't have to worry about that. Have it because we've integrated it. And in some cases it's taken a while. It's paid off because like I said, in a small shop, having the confidence that the other hand, you guys have that bucket, and you're sifting through it all, and that bucket gets refilled through the companies that we pay to generate leads. It goes straight to you. You guys sort it out, make the connection, and you reach out to us, and we get the appointment set, and then we can go out and we have a good idea of what we're going to because of the communication you guys provide. And that's been, just having the confidence there has been good, because we've been working with you guys for over, close to a year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And so to
That's
have,
a testimony in itself right there.
yeah.
That's my only goal, is I want to keep clients forever until they're ready to do it internally. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you're looking at your ad spend and you're looking at your marketing budget, and there's like, people are like, oh, you've got to do print. Oh, you've got to do SEO. You've got to do LSA. You've got to do the videos. You've got to do the social media posting. You've got to do, like, there's so many things, right? It's like spinning plates. All those things are great. But, my feeling is you want to make sure you save enough money for this piece right here, because this piece right here is where it leads you to the trough to get water. All this other stuff, it's all plumbing. But if you forget getting the water at the end, and if you can't count on the personalities or the day or whatever in your office, if the head count in your office is small and you don't know what's going to be happening, you need to be able to offload the piece where you can count on a stable attitude, a stable person to answer the phone and to nail down the appointment and to be committed to that service. And outside of what's happening everywhere else, it's valuable for us.
I love that. Thank you. One big question. If you were talking to another flooring dealer, roofer, home service contractor, FCI, no matter what it is, and they're skeptical, what would you tell them you wish you knew before you started working with us? Because I have a list of people all the time who are sitting on the fence, the same place that you were, completely skeptical about what we do.
Well, and it's for us, there was, it's really, really not popular with with all our co-franchisee people that we are doing something different than PPA by the corporate company or corporate headquarters. It's a very unpopular thing, but we're a small shop, and so every little dollar makes a big difference to us. And so, like, if we get 4 appointments that are unvetted that are going to cost us $1,000+ and we don't even get one of those maybe landed, that's a lot of money. for that money, you could do a lot of other things. And so we just had to really think of what can we afford that's still be professional and provide us the scale of service that we need. And so when you guys, when we found connected with your services, we were hopeful like, hey, maybe this could actually replace that. And hey, maybe this could really be. And I'm like, well, let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how it plays out. And you definitely proved your space, and we were able to untether ourselves, and we're not scared about that. And we've had some good months, and we haven't even felt the loss of that at all. And there's the co-op that we're in, they'll just be like, oh wow, you guys are doing good, and we're just kind of like, yeah, because we're just, we can't be promoting stuff to other franchisees that are not.
I know it's our little secret, right? I feel like
Well, I
I'm
mean, if
like
I'm
the
having coffee with one of them, I'm not afraid to say, hey, these guys have really been an answer for us. They've helped us a lot. But in a corporate environment with all the other people that are having to tote the same walk, we have to be mindful of what we should and shouldn't say.
It's funny because like I'm a fan of like corporate, like not corporate in general, but like corporate in your say. Like I love what they've done and the thought and the process behind it and how they deliver it, how they take the leads. I really am like, but it's kind of so big that I feel like, and this isn't, I'm please, anybody that may be watching this, I'm
Okay.
not throwing in the bus. I'm saying that I love
Okay.
what they're doing, but to
Yeah.
me, it's almost like this is completely on the fly. Might
Okay.
be crazy to talk about, but like, what's the lion without the heart? Like, I feel like some of the process misses the heart.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where's that human connection in a call center? And that's why we're always like anti-call center, anti-call center. Like, hey, how do we train people to actually pick up the phone? This is my biggest challenge, right? Is staying small, right? Growing and staying small is how do I find people that truly care about Angela?
Yeah.
And I think
Exactly.
it comes down to leadership, one, right? How connected I am to my team. The managers like Alan, that like care because Alan is just, he's insane. Like, he cares so much about everybody. And it's like, how do you replicate something like that? It's not easy.
No,
They're doing more than anybody else has done on the franchise.
and
It's
it's the EQ. It's the EQ, not the IQ that matters.
EQ. Tell me.
His emotional intelligence.
Emotion. Yeah. Okay.
If
Yeah.
he comes to the cup full already. He's not broken and bringing his whatever, and society today, people, business owners, dealing with people all the time. It's easy to get callous. It's easy to bring in past baggage. Emotional intelligence is really vital. Everybody's broken in some way, and you have to recognize that whenever somebody's on the phone with you and give them grace to be broken and still go forward in strength and have a good outlook and have cheerful words for them, believing the best for them despite of what is going on the other end of the phone. And Alan comes to the phone like that.
Uh,
You can't train that.
no.
And
But
good
we
leaders,
can create the environment where people can do that.
yeah, but see, good leaders have an evolved emotional intelligence to come to the cup full, and that way it enables everybody who follows to feel accepted. And hey, I want to be a part of that. I want to, I this person's not going to bash me. They're not going to give their bad mood to me. They're not going to guilt me into things, manipulate me, whatever. They're just going to be open-handed, offering and caring, and that's easy. That'll attract people all day long. But if you don't have, if you don't come to the place already full and giving people grace to be broken, give people grace to have whatever their thing is, that's what helps to really marry up a strong appointment. Because when we get there, they're open and they're not apprehensive and they're not wanting to answer the door. They will answer the door.
Yeah. It's amazing. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate you guys. I'm excited to grow with you guys, and always here. Anything I can do, please let me know. We're always working on something to improve and help grow. I have a few big things on my project right now that I'm trying to do, and everything, like I said, impacts you. Some of the challenges that we find in the business are not directly related to the service that we provide. It's more or less to the opportunity that's coming in and helping guide people without being a marketing company, helping people guide them to the right opportunities,
Yeah.
that create the right opportunities. And I'm doing a lot of work on that, vetting, meeting. We have so many different sources that we come through our company that we manage, so we can get an idea pretty fast what works, what doesn't work. But that's one of the things that we can help with, which is not even our job, but it's just hard to say, hey, well, do it. It's like, if we can do it, if we can help with it, I want to be able to do it. And not to mention, it
Yeah.
helps us, helps you. If you grow,
Yeah.
we grow. Like, that's the one thing about this whole thing is, if you guys don't grow, we're not going to grow,
Yeah.
you know?
It's true. It's true. And Tony, it's hard to be in a position to call action out of other people. It takes a lot of finesse, it takes a lot of strength, and it takes a lot of courage to call out those things in other people. So often they don't give it back. They don't show up with what you need from them. And then how do you discern whether they are coachable or, next? It's tough. And I think that's one thing that's good about, the people we have, working here. I mean, we've been through some things, so we don't get into, oh, you hurt my feelings. We don't get into that. It's just like, what's the deal? What has to be done? What are the milestones we have to hit today? Let's just get the task over with. Is it said in the right voice? Did we follow through? Okay, what's next? And so, yes, emotional intelligence is important, but you also have to be able to execute. And if it's touchy-feely is great, but if you don't have the moment to say, ask for the sale and ask for the money in a courteous way, you have to execute the whole full service. And so it's a tough balance, especially in people management and in dealing with conversations. It's hard because learning how to get the job done and follow it up well and get ready for the next one and make sure you hit every point. It's challenging.
Thank you. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for making time
Oh,
to do this. Like I said, I
yeah.
appreciate you guys. I'm so excited to grow with you.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm always here. Let me know what I can do.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for all you do.
Thanks for all you do. We couldn't do it
Oh,
without you.
right. Well, I guess, huh?
Yeah. We'll talk soon.
Right. Okay.